Hey guys, I know you may be thinking this is quarantine and I have so much time to finally go natural, but you don't know what to do, what to get, how to go about all this. It's just all new things. But girl or boy, I got some good news for you. I have 13 things that can help you go natural. Things that you need to have, regardless of your hair texture, regardless of hair length. You need all of these things. So if you want to know all those things, continue watching this video. But first, let's get into this intro. Alright y'all, I got my lists ready on my notes of the things you need. First thing, we'll also have them all like sitting here, so we're about to show you too. But the first thing that you need is a bonnet, or you could get a silk pillowcase. Basically what these do, this is like what mine looks like. It's pink, you can get it from Target. Basically what these do is protect your hair at night from the pillow, because normally your pillow is cotton, it's gonna dry out your hair, and natural hair is naturally dry. You have to put in moisture. You have to make sure that you try to do the most you can to keep in the moisture throughout the day, throughout the week, etc. So this is one way to do that. And you could also purchase a silk pillowcase. I got mine from, I think, TJ Maxx. Like, it was some random section, and I found it like in the beauty section of TJ Maxx. Like, they're literally everywhere, and there's some very fancy ones, but mine was probably like $8 or $9, because you know how TJ Maxx is. But anyway, either way, something to just protect your hair at night is a good thing. And this one is like big, so I put, you know how like my hair is a little bit bigger now, so it can fit all my hair in there. And this is from Target. Next thing you are going to need, now I don't know who said that, you know, natural hair does not need to be brushed. It does, not when it's dry, but you do need some type of brush. This is a Denman brush, as you can see. This is the company, and this is like my go-to brush if I'm detangling my hair while after I wash it and before I style it. And you need to have this because if you want to get a slick look, or if you want to just in general before you do any style, you need to brush out your hair. There's also some other ones which I may post a picture here. I know this one also has been highly rated. A lot of naturals have it, no matter what hair texture. So either way, like something like this that doesn't pull out your hair is a really good thing to have, so that you can style your hair and detangle it before doing everything else that you're gonna do to it. So that's the thing. Oh, and this, I think I got this off Amazon. It's probably like $10-15. If I figure out the price, I'll put it here somewhere or in the description box. But either way, you just need a brush. The next thing you need is a pick. You can get these at Target. You can get these at any beauty supply. They're very cheap, and they normally come in like packs of 3. There's multiple colors of these, and there's like black ones. They're everywhere. Highly recommended, because your hair can get flat, especially if you have thicker hair like me. It kind of gets smushed sometimes, or it just needs a little like pick me up to get back to a little bit more fuller. So this is definitely a must-have if you have natural hair. And yeah, you can get these anywhere. They're pretty cheap. Definitely need it. Okay, next thing you need is oils. And I have black castor oil, which is a very thick oil. Only use it on my edges. And then I also have olive oil, which literally, yeah, it looks kind of yikes, but olive oil from the grocery store. You can get oil from the grocery store, which is pretty cheap, and it comes in a big size, so I would highly recommend getting that. You have to pay attention to what oils you use, because like if you use olive oil, that's it's like a oil you can use every day. It's not as thick, and you could put it in your water. You could put it, well, with your spray bottle, which is another thing. Or you could just put it, you know, when I did this twist out, I had to get olive oil in order for it to not be as frizzy, even though obviously my hair is prone to frizziness. Either way, you just need some type of thinner oil, and then you may also get some thicker oil to protect your edges, or just in general for your scalp, so that your hair can grow and your edges can grow. You know, just experiment with the different oils. There's a lot of different ones. And do your research, because not every oil works for your hair that another YouTuber or influencer uses. Going off of the edges thing though, you're gonna need some edge control, which is different from gel. The thing about edge control, which this is the one from Cream of Nature, and it just has perfect edges. It's like the basic one. The thing about edge control is that it's very thick. Like, I don't know if you can see, you can't really tell, but like it's very thick. Versus a gel is kind of thinner. It's gonna be a little more like liquidy, but it's not a liquid. And this is just to lay your edges down. If you're gonna do some type of like swoops, like some fancy swoops, you need to lay them down with an edge control. Yeah, I would recommend Cream of Nature. I mean, I use everything Cream of Nature. If you know me, you already knew this, but obviously experiment with the different edge controls. I know there's a lot of different ones that may hold better, and if you have thicker hair, your edges will probably still not lay down. Like, I haven't really found like an edge control that lasts the entire day, and I just accepted that my edges are just like they're just thick. And before you put on edge control on your edges, you probably need some oil like castor oil to protect your edges, because edge control usually has some type of alcohol, and you can literally smell it as soon as you open it. That can break your edges off, and you do not want to damage your edges, even though it's kind of gonna happen if you style them. But if you put some type of oil before putting on edge control, it definitely helps to limit breakage. The next thing I have, which is also part of the edge series, because edges is just a whole thing, is something to lay them down with. You can't just put on edge control, and I mean, you can if that works for you, but for me at least, I have to put something else down in order for my edges to lay. And I usually put this down. I don't know what this is called. I think it's used to wrap your hair. I used it even when I was having relaxed hair to wrap my hair, but now I use it to lay down my edges. A lot of people use scarves, like there's scarves you can just tie around your head. Either way, something that can lay down your edges, and you could wear that for 5-10 minutes, and when you take it off, you got little waves and your edges are laid. You need to put that down so that your edges will actually stay as long as possible. If you have edges like mine that do not lay down, regardless, this will help as much as possible to keep them down for a long period of time. Another thing you need is a regular gel, which I use Eco Styler. This is like a really big one, like look at the size of my face. But I use Eco Styler gel, the olive oil one, which you can see here. There's a lot of different ones. There's black castor oil, argan oil. I know there's a gold one. There's a lot of different ones that you can try out. However, the best one that's worked for me is this one, and there's obviously other gels that you could use. The difference between this and the edge control is that you can use this throughout your whole head. Obviously, edge control is only for your edges. Well, what I would recommend, you could also use it like if you're trying to lay it down, so there's no like extra flyaways. But you would use this even if you're styling like a twist out. If you're gonna do maybe a puff, you could use this on throughout your hair, and it'll lay it down and give you some like little waves. There's a lot of different sizes, a lot of different brands, and a lot of different types. So just experiment, and yeah, do your research, y'all. The next thing I have is, we're gonna do the spray bottle. The spray bottle is a very crucial part of your routine. Every single natural hair person I know has a spray bottle. It makes life easier when you're trying to style your hair, and obviously, like I already said, most natural hair is prone to dryness, so every day you wake up, you probably will have to put some type of refresher, and the first thing I always do is put water before I put any more product into my hair, so that I can activate all the other product that's in my hair. Yeah, definitely recommend just any spray bottle. This one I got from Target, which you can see the little up sign. There's also some that are like a little more fancy that spray like a larger amount of your hair, which I'll put a picture here if I can find it, but that is very good too. I have not gotten one before, but I think it's really nice. It always looks like it gets a lot of hair, rather than this one is very like, there's only one hole, so you're gonna just have to spray it like all over multiple times, if that makes sense. But either way, you just need a spray bottle. Another thing you need some type of toothbrush, or I don't know what they're called. I said edge brushes, I'll put the picture here. Like, there's actual brushes for your edges. What you could do is, this is how you're gonna get these like swoops if you're trying to do fancy edges. Even if you're just trying to do regular smegular edges, this is how you could get it done. Or you could get a toothbrush like I do. This is a very old-fashioned way. And also style your edges, and it's pretty cheap. Either one is cheap, and you can find them both probably at a beauty supply. Well, not the toothbrush, you can find this anywhere, but the edge brush you can probably find at the beauty supply store. Either way, you need something like that if you're gonna do edges. Also, disclaimer, you don't have to do your edges. Being natural, everybody, you know, is going to go about it differently. I think we say you have to lay your edges all the time, or like, what are you doing? Like, your edges look crazy. But if you don't want to lay your edges, that is simply your choice. So do you, sis. It's literally your hair. Next thing I have is you need some type of pudding or curling smoothie or something to moisturize your hair. Like I said, like, your hair will be prone to dryness, and you're gonna need something to moisturize your hair every day. So what I use is Cream of Nature. Y'all, you already know Cream of Nature is my go-to, but Cream of Nature, and it's the twist, curl, and pudding. I use this, like, I use it for my twist out today. I use it every day. If I'm doing like a pineapple, if I'm just doing maybe a slick back, I'll put it on there. Like, if you're doing a wash and go, like, you just need something versatile like that you could use daily, so that you can make sure your hair is moisturized and it stays moisturized throughout the day. Yeah, but just experiment. I personally think if you use products of the same brand in general, I think it helps to train your hair, especially since at the beginning your hair is not going to be used to all these products. So if you use products that are kind of like that go together, or if they're in the same brand, I think it helps your hair get used to the products that you're using. Next thing I have is, you're gonna need a hair tie. And this, look how big this is. This is not a regular hair tie. Like, this could go all the way up my arm. Like, this is a big hair tie. You can't get those little ones anymore. If you have those, you probably will not really be using them. Why do you need a big one? Because I think when you use the smaller ones, your hair will break off, and once your hair breaks off, like, you know, that's why people can't retain their length. So what you're gonna do is, you could use these big ones if you're gonna do a pineapple. You could put it around your hair once and it's just like a big pineapple. You could do it twice and it's a smaller one. Like, it's a very versatile hair tie. I got this from Target. I haven't seen it for a while, so you could probably find these at Sally's as well. But either way, you just need hair ties that are not the regular ones. You need big ones, and ones that aren't going to snag your hair. Even though it's kind of going to be inevitable, just find one, or at least a scrunchie. Like, just don't get those regular circle ones that are rubber bands. That's just not gonna work for your natural hair. It's just not. Sorry to tell y'all. You'll find them, and those are cheap, so they're good. Next thing you need, sulfate-free shampoo.
Why does it need to be sulfate-free?
Because if it has sulfates, it will dry out your hair, and in general, shampoos dry out your hair.
Why would you use a shampoo then?
You can, some people co-wash, which is another thing I'll get into, but that is a way to retain more moisture. What you use a shampoo for is to wash your scalp. I still use shampoo every 2 weeks, and then I co-wash every other week, just so that I can still have like no dandruff in my scalp. If it's making your hair drier, or if it's just not working for you, then this may not be the best option. But I would still experiment, and at first I would say use a shampoo and look for sulfate free for sure. Next thing you need is a leave-in conditioner. You are going to need to put this in your hair to also retain moisture. This one is a Cream of Nature Not Away leave-in detangler, and it's not part of like the line, but it's part of the company. You need a leave-in so that your hair can continue to stay moisturized throughout the week, and you can use a leave-in throughout the week as well. Like, if you think your hair is dry and you're, you know, putting some water, you can also put a leave-in to help continue to have moisture in your hair. So highly recommend experimenting with those as well. Again, just saying, I think you should use leave-ins, conditioners, shampoos, all those products that are in the same brand at first, so that they kind of all go together. The last thing that I have is a deep conditioner. This is also part of Cream of Nature. It's the intensive conditioning treatment. But you need a deep conditioner because, again, like I said, shampoos dry out your hair, and after using a shampoo you're going to want to use something to help keep moisture in and give your hair more moisture again. So deep conditioners are definitely a good thing to have, and you can put a shower cap or a plastic bag, whatever you want to do. You can put some heat like to make sure your hair is getting more moisture, but like the main thing to remember is you do need to deep condition your hair. I deep condition my hair every week, and for sure right after shampooing my hair, because the shampoo does dry your hair. So just experiment with those. And yeah, I like this one. It's creamy, it's thick. In general, if you're looking for products, even like the curl pudding, go based off of your hair texture, because like my hair is type 4 for sure, and it's very thick, so it needs more moisture and thicker products in order to keep moisture in. If you have thinner hair, or if you are like type 3 or something that's just thin in general, you would probably need to use a thinner product in order for you to get moisture but not be too greasy, because that's also a thing that could happen. So I would say still experiment, get to know your hair, maybe find some YouTubers that are similar, have the similar hair types as you, and then go from there. But I will be doing some more natural hair videos. For type 4 we need some more representation, y'all, so let's get into it. But anyway, that is all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can put them down below, or if you know me, obviously you are welcome to DM me, do whatever you want to do. Thank you guys for watching this video, and my battery's dying, so talk to you later. Bye.